Welcome back, fellow scrubs. This is Mark D. Wiz. I'm back, and I ran into more health issues, so we're kind of patched up, and we're back now. And this is Pocket Fighter EX. It's Monday, so that's what we're working on. And this is a community-based game. It is not endorsed by Capcom or SNK. It's not related. It's just a free fan game. By fans, for fans. So we're all set with that. And I'm going to attempt to do a very stupid thing today and just migrate the whole project on stream, and we'll see what kind of silly bugs and ramifications come of that. Because why not? Good way to start off the day. So just so you can see it in working order before we go ahead and blow it up. Let's see, the last thing we did was Shinryuken stuff, I believe. We added an extra hit to the Shinryuken. And actually, one thing I do want to do, because I got a little, well, I'd say feedback, not necessarily criticism. I was going to say criticism, but it has a negative connotation to it, I suppose. Is that the final hit should knock the character into a spinning animation. So, this here. They don't do that. They just kind of fall away like normal. How am I feeling? Oh, I'm doing better. A very relative statement. I'm doing better. Not sure I'm gonna be like really good and right for a while, so I'm planning to do these streams as long as this one goes okay. I'm planning to do these streams, but there may not be a lot of mid-week updates to do for a while. So this hopefully can keep me in sort of a regular update pattern. At least getting something done. But I'm not doing super great, so I still have to really take it easy during the week. We did the stream yesterday, and that was, well, I kind of did like a stream and a half yesterday because I had to do that test, that stream test with the new equipment, which kind of bombed, so I had to kind of go back to most of what I was doing before. Oh, I missed that. And so that worked out okay, but it was really draining. And I'm hoping tonight will be a little bit more low-key, so it shouldn't be too bad. But most of the rest of the time I'm going to have to dedicate to resting and recovering, so... So-so, I guess, is the answer, if you want to aggregate it all. So-so. Yeah, well, I mean, it is what it is. I just have to take it easy for a while. So don't worry about it too much. I'm still here, I'm still doing. And I'm not going anywhere. So let's see. We are under, that's the effects. We're under characters. 10 hit spark, no, hit boxes. Hitbox data contains all the attack data, of course. I have worked myself in a sitting position for too long. And there are physical ramifications for doing that. Specifically, like my arms. I'm starting to get nerve damage in my arms. That's why I have to stay away for a while. So the longer that I don't sit in a chair and do desk work and all that crap, the more that it can heal up. And it's a very long process. So as far as I'm aware, that's what the issue is. And we're how do I put this? Making plans for long-term recovery, but we don't know what those are going to be quite yet. The options are not great. We'll put it that way. But a full recovery is absolutely possible. Just the road that I'm going to have to take to get there is going to be a pain in the ass. And that's frustrating. Oh, I forgot my spot. There we go. A little pointer. I turned off flux ahead of time. I did one thing right. All right, let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Shin, S-H-I-N. Shinryuken. Peak, right? No, we removed those boxes and we migrated them into Shinryuken's main hitboxes, so they're no longer separate. No, it's not carpal tunnel. You can get, well, there's multiple places, but mostly like in your elbow, you can get really bad inflammation or pinched nerve, and over time, if you continue to do that, you can start to rack up actual damage, permanent damage to that by just like sitting at the desk, you know, where your arm's kind of bent. So I have to not bend my arm, which basically eliminates all the work I can do, which is really frustrating. Like I've taken tons of measures to try to mitigate this, and nothing has actually slowed it. Well, it slowed it down, so the damage progression down, but it has not actually reversed it yet. And so finding a thing to do that other than sitting in bed all day for 8 hours a day, or more than that, I suppose. That's a tackle. That's a struggle. That's something to tackle, and I don't quite know how that's going to shake out. So I suppose that's the full details of that. So it's pretty much a literally, yeah, I can't do anything on a computer. Can't sit, can't read, can't use a tablet because you have to like hold the tablet. You cannot play any games because holding a controller bends your elbows. Like it gets really once it happens to you, you start to realize, oh, I can't do anything. I can't do a single thing, like at all, and it's super frustrating because all I want to do is to do this stuff. So it's yeah. It's very bad. Science. Where do all those emotes come from? Those are cool. Yeah, well, that's one of the only thing I can play is playing the Switch with the Joy-Cons split apart, one in each hand. And it's really awkward though. But I had been playing a little bit of Salt Android Cactus. But since I don't have, since a TV in the bedroom, of course, is the one with like 100 millisecond lag on it, I don't want to play that one. It's like, it's really bad. It's like up to like 80 to 100 millisecond lag on that thing. It's like an old plasma. So I can't actually like, I have to like create something to hold the Switch screen in place and be able to play it while laying. It's a pain, man. It's a pain. Sometimes I come out to the couch, but I get limited success there, so. Tendinitis? I'm not sure if that's what it was. I can't remember if that was the name of it. It was, I thought it started with an O, something nerve. Not ocular nerve, something like that. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, both of my arms have it. It's just the right one is really bad. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Right? You feel my pain, man. You feel my pain. Yeah, Salt Android Cactus was really, really good. How's Unity 2020 treating me? Well, I migrated the deterministic engine to it already, but I haven't migrated here yet. I just wanted to make this one change, and then we're going to migrate to it live on stream and see if everything breaks. Because there's a very good chance that everything just stops working. So we'll have to see how this works. All right, let me get the one change we want to do here. So we need to do hurt animation. Geez, there's so many properties here now. I'm not sure which is which. Yeah, we're going to migrate it live. We're going to do that live. So it's right now it's on 2019.3. But we're gonna go to 2020 in a second here. I installed 2020. I actually haven't tried it on this computer yet, but we'll see. I guess we'll see if it works at all. Where is my animation settings here? That's animation change configure, but that's different. That's like if you hit, do one animation, and if you whiff, do another. Screen shake. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm not seeing it. Where is it? I'm so lost. Alright, we're gonna have to go one by one. Here's the launching. Oh, here we are. Here we are. Launch configuration. So we want to do blown away. That's what I called it. So let's see if that works. Hey, hey, thank you. Thanks for the sub, man. Did it not show up? I didn't hear the notification. It might be broken. I'm so sorry if it didn't show up, but this is 199X Survivor Pro. Thank you for that. I hope it showed up. I didn't hear the notification. Okay, there we are. Wow, you don't even see because he's hit so hard, you don't even see the spin almost. It showed? Okay, I didn't hear it on my feedback monitor, so it's a good thing it popped up in chat. I don't know, the notifications have been kind of weird where they just don't seem to work half the time. Like the audio doesn't work. It's very strange. I don't know if you heard it through the stream, but I certainly didn't hear it. Well, thank you though. I really appreciate that. Alright, so then we want to change this one to blown away. So now both the light and the heavy have it, so we can see it on the light now. Oop. Yeah, you can definitely see it there where he's spinning, right? Yeah. Bonk. Okay, cool. We got that. We got that change. Alright. So let's save that. I'm not gonna bother putting that in repository. Alright, well, let's save this and let's go to Unity 2020. So I'm gonna black the screen out just for a second because I need to go to my Unity Hub menu, and that's got some super secret stuff that I can't share. So just give me a second. Pulling the veil over. Do not peek behind the curtain. And we will go open Unity Hub. Okay, changing the version to 2020.1.0F1. And we're gonna watch. And confirm. Okay, and we're back. Oop. Alright, it'll come up in a second. Here we go. Here's the new Unity logo. Oh yeah, it's already backed up. It's already backed up. I would definitely not do this unless it was backed off. Absolutely not. How are you able to use Capcom and SNK characters in your game? Well, we're not selling the game. It's a community-based game. It's just a fan game. It's free. Nobody makes a profit. We're not selling it, etc., etc. So, if Capcom or SNK came in and say, hey, we don't want you using our characters, take it out, then we would have to comply with that, just to be clear. So it's just as long as they tolerate our existence, we're happy, they're happy, everything's fine. But if they want me to pull them out, then I'll have to comply with that, and that's just part of the game, so is what it is. Well, this is gonna take a minute, isn't it? Importing. It's gotta import everything. Yeah, they did. They changed the startup screen. It's brand new. They did that when 2019 came out as well. This is a good time for me to clean my glasses. I got a little bit of dinner on them. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I hope it will be fun. Here, let's look at my new cat while it's loading. There's the new kitty. We showed this in Discord a little while ago. And then I think we got another shot here too. Yeah, that's a new kitten. That was a couple weeks ago though when she first showed up. Just basically an abandoned kitten, so we're like, alright, it lives here now. Not gonna throw it out on the street, so it's here. She's grown a bit. Probably got about an inch bigger from there. I guess I got nothing else to show off. That desktop. Oh yeah, this is LD Walker's desktop image that he made for me for my stick. It's actually the image that was printed out from my arcade stick. He sees it. What do I call it? I don't know. We don't have a solid name for it yet. Amber wants to call it Miriam. I think that's a very long name to say. I don't know. I hate long names for animals. Unless you can get them like, unless you can give them like a short nickname. Then I like to use that. Oh god, this is taking forever. Alright, put the cat back up. There you go. Like the dog's name is Pepper. I feel like that's easy to say. Miriam just, I don't know, it doesn't roll off the tongue for me. Does she want to name her after the bloodstained girl? Mir. Yeah, I was thinking about that. Mir. If she does name the cat Miriam, that's what I would use. But it's something short. Especially when you gotta yell. Salt. Oh, Salt. No, but that would be a white cat. This is a black cat. You can't name it Salt. It would have to be Pepper. But we already got Pepper the dog. Meerkat. Yeah, that's true. It's like a meerkat. The name. That's neat. Sugar. Oh, she wanted to name her Pudding, I think, too. Was another one. But I think we both kind of decided that, it's not super great. Little Mari. Well, yeah, that was another one. Little Maria. She wanted to call her. But both of those are also complicated. Alright, let's see. How's it going here? Oh my god, this is taking forever. Oh well, let's see. I guess this is a just chat stream now. Actually, you know what? Let me put it over here. And then we can still see the progress. Let's see, can I zoom out here? Yeah. Oh, it's gonna resize the whole thing. There you go. Just chatting. Yeah, pretty much. I guess we're just chatting right now. What are the chances nothing breaks and everything is perfect? That's hard. Like, between versions, say like 2019.1, 0.2, 0.3, you run a lot less of a risk of breaking something. But if you go from like a 2019 to a 2020, or 2018 to 2019, that has a much bigger risk of breaking things. It's hard to tell because I'm not sure exactly the full scope of everything that has changed. When I went from 2018 to 2019, I think, or was it 2017 to 2018, I actually had the way that the transform component initialized versus the awake call and the script changed. And so I had to actually write some code to, it just came in. Okay, the materials in your project were created using an older version of the Universal Render pipeline. Unity must upgrade them to be compatible with your current version of URP. Unity will re-import all the materials in your project, save the upgraded materials to disk, and check them out in source control if needed. Please see the material up. Oh god. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, it's going. Yeah. Oh, that was it. Okay, that was pretty quick. What the heck is this? Deterministic compilation failed. What is that? You can disable deterministic builds and players. Wait, deterministic? That's what we've been wanting. Alright, let's look at this whole thing. Specific version of string. The specific version string contains wildcards which are not compatible with determinism. Either remove wildcards from your version string or disable determinism. What is that? Is that the same kind of determinism as we're trying to do? What does that mean? Yep, all progress has been lost. I don't. Okay, well, I think it's having a fit about something about the version number. Okay, my version string doesn't have any wildcards in it though. I don't know. Well, because it's 0.14 now. I'm not sure what it's complaining about. Ah, oh my god. Okay. The specific string contains. Yeah, okay. Let's go to Edge here. And we'll just Google it. How about Unity? Are you filled with determination yet? Oh, not exactly. So there's, I don't know, I guess Visual Studio is having a shit fit about it, but okay, what is this? Yeah, here we go. What the hell is multiplayer Flappy? Okay. Was this just, oh, they just fixed in 1.0.5. What do we have here? We've got 1.0.0. Is there an upgrade already? Found in package 1. Oh, yeah, May 4th. What? No? Stay determined. Yeah, for real. Yeah, so what is this multiplayer HLAPI thing? What is that? I guess we'll just have to turn it off for now. Nope. Wait, where the hell was that? Hold on. I guess I didn't read it right. Okay, workaround, disable use in player settings and re-import multiplayer. Oh, you have to re-import the package. Okay, so player settings. I guess that's here. Oh no. Make sure it is. Okay. Where is our deterministic settings here then? Oh god. Oh, wait, hold on. Can we just search for it? Oh, when will characters come out? Characters will come out as... Oh, here it is. Use deterministic compilation. Characters will come out as fast as I can get them out. Because I don't have a steady, solid block of time to work on it. It's kind of impossible to... Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. This is... Oh no. This was a bad idea. Alright, where's our package manager here? We need to re-import the... Oh, here, hold on. Package manager... Preview packages in use. Yeah, show preview packages. Oh, Technos Pro, right. We have to upgrade that. That's what I had to do on the deterministic Unity components I was working on. Yeah, air spam. What could go wrong? Right? Isn't that what I prefaced all this with when I posted about it? What could go wrong? Okay, that one's in. Okay. Multiplayer, blah, 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 blah. Update to 1.6. Oh, maybe this is what they were talking about. So the 1.4, it was fixed in 1.5, and now this is 1.6. I bet that's what that's all about. Okay, so that's in. We're up to date. Let's close that. We still have a whole shitload of errors. So what I'm gonna do... Oh, still more preview packages? What's going on? No, no results. Why am I seeing this? I guess dismiss for now. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna save it, and I'm gonna close it, and then I'm gonna reopen it. So, let me put the veil up. I gotta go back to my Unity hub. Okay, here we are. Oh look, kitten. Let's not think about the 9,000 errors waiting for us. Let's just think about kittens. Isn't that nicer? Yep, and okay, so they're still waiting for me here. Oh, you know why? I know exactly why these are happening. I know exactly why these are happening. Because I have in my... Yeah, go to... Oh, okay, hold on. I think it's gotta... Go to definition, no definition. Oh, yeah, right, of course. Because it doesn't compile. Or it has not compiled. So what I do is I have my own version of... like little utilities, programming utilities. And I upload that periodically on the Patreon, by the way. I think it's other scripts. Yeah, WizLib. Okay, so what I do here is I block these off based on the Unity versions to make sure that they compile on the correct version. So as... Let's see, where is... We might have to do all these. Animation name was the first one that it complained about. So see here, 2017, 2018, 2019. Well, we just have to add 2020. And that will clear up some of the errors. See, now we're down to 56. So this is my sort of way to validate whether or not, hey, this actually works in these different ones, and if we do have an issue, then we need to fix it. Otherwise, it basically, if this is not present, it won't compile these scripts. So that way I can block off. So say if like I need to make, maybe I need to reprogram this substantially to work for 2020, then I would leave this file alone and I would make a, no, go away. I'd make a second file for the Unity 2020 version, and then they would just both be next to each other in the folder. What? That kitten's screaming. What do you want? Hello? Do you feel better? She was sick earlier today. Hello? What you doing? Wish I had a kitty cam. The kitty's here now. What are you doing? Hi. Go play with that thing, whatever that is. Yeah, so if I needed to version gate one of these, then I can just make a separate file and only include the ones that it works on. So that would be, oh yeah, that would go over well. She came to bite you for the errors. So, I don't think there's any errors in this actual file, which is good. But we will certainly find out very soon. Yeah. We're just gonna have to go through all of them. I don't have to do this all the time because usually the whole version doesn't change. Oop. Yeah, it's just going to be a matter of replacing all these. Oh, we'll get rid of that. I guess I could. This is probably a really terrible idea, but I could just search for this everywhere in the project and just like replace it with the full one. Oh, wait, this needs to be 2020. Let me copy it. Now that's fixed. But yeah, I did it wrong here too. This is why Bob Tabber says don't copy paste any of your code. So you're gonna fuck it up. Here we are already fucking it up. Yeah, save. Save. Yeah, I'm a little hesitant to find and replace all, only because like if it hits something that I don't want it to hit. But in this case, it might be the better idea because I got so many scripts here. I guess we'll just hit it, and if it works, it works. Okay, so we want to take out the Unity 2020 and replace with the 2020. Is that replace all? But what's the scope here? Well, it's not giving me a scope. Is it only going to do this in this file? One unsaved. I don't think that works. In Visual Studio, it should give you a scope to work in here. I don't know what that means. I do want to match the whole thing. The capitalization should count. They usually find in selection. No, we don't want that. I don't know if you can do that in Visual Studio Code. It only did one file, I think. Well, we'll find out real quick. If it fixes all the errors, then we'll know. No, I didn't do shit. Okay. Yeah, that just gives you the find or replace. I've never actually tried to do a mass replacement on Visual Studio Code yet. Can I find... Oh, it messed up. What happened? Why are there... Oh no, it did it like 3 times. Okay, hold on. I don't know. Yeah, that's a good point. Can you just highlight everything? No, I guess you can't highlight multiple things. Oh, you can. Okay. We just want to do assets then. So can I highlight all of assets? Yes. Oh, what's this? Contains emphasized items. Now if I do it. Yeah, we want to do the whole word too, right? No. It would have taken a lot longer than that. Alright, you know what we're gonna do? This won't be as fast, but we'll should be able to find. Oh shoot, we can't find all references. We need to find all references on this one. No results? Oh no. What the hell? Control AM? What's that do? Tell me what that does before I do it. Control AM? Well, that didn't do anything. Except erase my file. Control AM? What's that? No. Oh, you mean like in here, maybe? So if I go to like scripts, well, I could narrow it down to here, and then say Control A here. Oh, okay, yeah, I get you. Do it in here. Okay. Yeah, I get you. I don't think it did anything. No, it didn't do anything. God damn. Well, oh, that one doesn't even have a versioner on it. Nope. I'm just gonna go through them. It'd be quicker to go through them at this point. I should be more meticulous about this, but right now I kind of don't care. I guess that one doesn't have it either. Or does that one? Or that one? Or that one? That one either. I probably should have ones on here, but I just guess I never took the time to do so. I would have expected it to have opened the files up, because it says there's only one that's unsaved. Out of here. It's only showing what I've opened up. But if it had actually edited them, they would have all been here. So this was the only one that actually opened. And or no. Oh no, is that just an error? I forget what red means. I guess this is the one that maybe got changed. This one doesn't have a version around it either? Oh my god. I probably should have them on here. Oh, these are pretty basic. Oh, you know what? Because these don't have the Unity components. That's why. It wouldn't matter. Oh, it's change bug. I guess most of these wouldn't have it. Maybe operating system might have it, yeah. Okay, and here is where yeah, this is where I'd expect to see it. Because this is all the Unity components. That makes sense. I guess there's not as many as I thought there would be then. I spent more time dicking around trying to... I gotta have to figure out how to do that though, in case I ever need to. I mean, I suppose that I could boot Visual Studio just for that task, but... Okay, so Control KS is save all. down our windows here. Boop. Boop. Okay. Compiling. If you double click the arrows, it'll just go to the thing that's like, hey, this doesn't exist. But that won't tell me the full scope of everything. Okay, these are fine. These errors are okay. These are just time controllers that have tried to run at editor time. Okay, we're done with errors. Are you ready? Hey, okay, not bad. We got off kind of easy, to be honest. That won't work. That will. Okay. And of course there's errors during runtime, but those are more or less reminders for me to fix things. Okay. I mean, all the effects seem to be generating properly. Don't have anything weird. Oh, too late. We're too far away. Okay. Well, here's the real test. we gotta start fiddling through menus and shit here. Make sure that still works. Okay. That looks okay. Whoa. Well, that like flickered for a minute. Did you guys see that too? That was weird. FPS display works. Wasn't looking rip. Alright, all that seems to work. I probably should put that filter option under screen and accessibility, but whatever. Alright, I mean, it looks like I can select things, so... Looks like we successfully migrated. How about that? Match seems to load okay. You can tell on the select screen who's coming to the game. Ray tracing enabled. Oh yeah, we definitely need it for this game, right? Absolutely. Oh, I didn't have an EX. Shoot. Bonk. Get out of here. Forget RTX. It has VR support. Yeah, you joke, but it actually does. We showed that off a few episodes ago, I think. Not with an actual VR camera, but the code that's in place to sort of handle that. It just puts like a bubble around your head with the wallpaper, and then the screen of the game is like recessed. But then Unity changed something in one of the versions, and it started screwing with the in-game camera as well. So I think it probably doesn't work right now. I'm gonna choose them to an end. Flight Ken, Terry. We'll go here. Yep. Yep, she's on the list. It's Ken, Ryu, Guile, Chun-Li, Terry, Kyo, Iori, and Mai. Yeah, we just kind of was screwing around with it for a goof because Tim has a VR headset. So he's like, you can enable VR, right? And I'm like, I think so. So we did. Oh yeah, his Kyo's jumping to C is his like little hammer fist move, right? Is that the one you're talking about? Yeah, he's gonna need that for sure. Yeah. Yeah, he needs that, absolutely. Oh, I wasted that max cancel. Alright, well, I don't see anything, I don't see any issues that have been introduced that already weren't here. I think we did good. Make a move that makes you switch two characters. You mean like tag? Like a tag move? I don't have the infrastructure for that setup. Although I do eventually want to try to set up some sort of tag system if I can. I can't promise that it'll be possible or that I can make it happen, but I am going to at least try to do it. The main focus of the game is going to be the team of 3. But I would like to experiment with it just for the heck of it. Yeah, that was one of the things I noticed that Match and Millennium did was in survival mode. It's actually a team of 5. It's a tag team of 5 characters is how they set it up in game. And then one would do up to 5 of them. You know, they'd come out one. Oh my god. They would come out one after another, and then when you defeated those 5, it would go to the next stage of survival mode. That was actually really cool. And that's one of the reasons that I want to try it. Also, because tag modes are cool, you know? I was thinking, what I would like to do... let's see, this is... Right? So, here's, it might actually still be in place here. Yeah, I think you can cancel out of the max stun with taunt. Yeah. So let me hold on. Nope, 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 nope. Back. Okay. I can confirm whether this actually works or not. Hitbox input view. No, not hitbox. Yeah, I'll do that. That's right. If I pause this here. Oh. You know what I should do? I should put frame info on. That'll help too. Okay, so he's what, 22 out of whatever? 28. 29. I'm gonna hold down taunt here. Yeah. So here, he, as soon as time resumed. Oh no, he didn't. He didn't do it. Shit. I'm sorry. No, he didn't do it. Hold on. Okay. Oh, yeah. No! Stupid overlay. I guess I don't have to bump him. Okay. Shot of 37, right? Yeah, here. So normally there's a 4-frame or 3-frame delay at the end of your max cancel, which you would still have been in that position, but I was actually able to cancel that with the taunt. And so why this is important is I deliberately put that in there because if tag mode becomes a thing, that's how I want it to work. Let's see. I don't know if the cancel is in here or not. Oh. Yeah, so here's the cancel. I canceled out of push block into taunt. So the idea is if you hold taunt, the taunt button, it'll initiate a tag. And if you tap the taunt button, it's just a taunt. That was my initial idea for it. So that's why I put that cancel in. But if you ever want to style on anybody, you can you can cancel push block in the taunt if you really want to. But that's more of a placeholder for that eventual test that I want to do. I think it's Ryu. Ryu does the Shoryu. It'd be easier to show here. It's not a glitch. No, it's built in. So he's gonna do that, right? So see here, you can do the taunt, cancel out the push block out of the taunt, and then you could use that to tag in. That was my initial idea. Whether or not I'll keep that, who knows? But at least shows you I'm thinking about it. That's not gonna work. He's set to Shoryu. That'll work. Oop. It absolutely is. Nope. Screwed that up. Shoryu is pretty powerful against that kind of stuff. Are tech rolls vulnerable in any way? Yes, they are. I think he set the roll, right? Yeah. They're vulnerable to grab, just like the command rolls are. So it's kind of like command rolls in KOF are vulnerable to grab, so I just extended that to other stuff. So if you get up normal, see how the grab didn't work? But if, oh, he's a little too far for that. But if he rolls, you've got him. So that's kind of the wake-up game is going to be kind of based around that. If you want to try to change your spacing, you are vulnerable to rolling. Or, of course, situations where rolling backwards not going to be punishable. Like there, Ryu can't get to you in time to do anything anyway, so you could safely back roll out of that. And rolls are basically they're just double tapping left or right when you hit the ground, and that's it. Marco when? Oh, you mean Metal Slug Marco. Well, I'm trying to the kind of atmosphere I want to foster in the game would be like a sort of a consistency around Street Fighter and King of Fighters. So I don't think that Marco would fit into that. So some of the rules are like no heavy weapons. It's more just like the martial arts and powers thing. And the other thing is things that wouldn't fit into like a Street Fighter, King of Fighters kind of game. And also things in the same timeline. Like not necessarily, or I shouldn't say it that way. I should say games that would fit in the same timeline, not necessarily that they do exist in the same timeline. Chun with a gun, again. Well, that's what I mean. So nobody's gonna pull out a pistol. Nobody's gonna have, like, bombs. I mean, theoretically you could argue Rolento bends that rule. Rolento might be like an exception there, but I personally wouldn't put Rolento in, so... And that's part of the reason why. So nobody would like a sword. Nobody would like a machine gun, that kind of thing. If I was going to make a game of that style, I would have actually chosen a different control scheme, to be honest. I think because you have things like the punch and the kick buttons are kind of weird when you get weapons involved. I think more like Unist or Marvel 3 kind of control scheme, I think would be better suited for a game that has wildly different characters. Yeah, so yeah, pretty much focusing on hand-to-hand combat. We can't get Virgil, I'm the head out. But like, you get what I mean? I know it's not the thing that everybody would want, but I think having a consistent universe is a good level of detail to have in a game. Like, if you're just making something like Marvel, then it's just everything goes, and that's a different kind of feeling, I think. Oh, didn't like that right. Jesus, I keep hitting the Xbox button, keeps bringing this shit up. Yeah, well, that's the other thing. Once you introduce weapons, you have such long-range attacks at that point that I'm not saying it's impossible to balance, but you get less leeway with the kind of things that you have in the game, where it's like, oh, you have a sword. Well, that's really, really, really long. It's got a lot of reach, and, you know, does it have a hurt box? You get, look, so here's the thing, like, where everybody's complaining, like, oh, Falk has a staff in Street Fighter V, and then she can, if you hit the staff, it will counter hit her, like hitting Dalsim's limbs. It's like, yeah, but if they didn't have hurt boxes on those weapons, like, how broken would she be? She'd have giant priority over almost every other move. You know what I mean? So I want to avoid those kind of situations. I think if you want to make a versus style game, that's one thing. Then you could just do whatever the hell you want. You could have everything have incredible fucking priority. But in a Street Fighter or King of Fighters game, I just don't think that's appropriate. Poison's the same deal, where part of her whip can be counter hit. Doesn't really make sense. You're counter hitting the whip, you know what I mean? Yeah. Let's see. Would Chang not fit because you say that it is a line? I'd have to look to see how they put him into KOF. Obviously, KOF has some of this stuff. I'm not sure how they exactly change that. I don't know if like when he's shooting his ball around, when he's swinging the ball around, does it have a hurt box on it? I mean, I guess it wouldn't. It's kind of a slow move though too, so I don't know. Maybe they just balance it out in different ways. Like I said, there's ways you can kind of make it happen, but it's not what I wanted for the game. Any Command Crab characters yet? No, not yet. I guess Iori will be the first, and he's the current one in development. Once I get the GGPO done, then Iori's going into full production. He'll be the first character with an actual command grab. It doesn't do damage, but it is still technically a command grab. And the spinning ball, his feet are kind of exposed, but the ball is not. Yeah, that's what I figured. Jumping CD has hurt boxes on his intended arms? Intended? I don't know if I've ever seen that word. Intended. Extended. Oh, okay. I'm like, intended. I'm like, alright. On his extended arms when he's chucking it at you. Yeah. No, that's fine. Oh, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, that's what I figured. There's other, because like you have Geef has kind of that same thing with the lariat, where the top part of the body is pretty well invincible, or is it the bottom part of the body is? So it has its specific weakness. But imagine if all your normals are like that, though. You know what I mean? Like that's the problem. You're gonna end up doing that for a whole bunch of shit if you have like a sword or a whip or whatever it is. So I mean, there's different ways to handle it. I just don't. I'm just not looking for that kind of game. If I were to go with like an anything goes, I'd probably do something more like Guilty Gear, where all normals have only hitboxes and not hurt boxes, and so they can clash instead of counter hitting, unless you like really deep counter hit. You know what I mean? If you played Guilty Gear, you know what I mean. That, or even Dragon Ball does the same thing. I think the moves will clash because they don't have hurt boxes on them. But if two hitboxes collide, they coded it so that it creates like a spark effect. So I don't have that here. I do have clashes on counter hits, on double counters, but you can absolutely still normally counter hit someone. Yeah. When's GGPO? As soon as I can get it, man. It's just, it's a really huge amount of work. And I'm flying solo, so you know what I mean. Let's see. Yeah. So you can see. Oh, he's gonna counter hit me here. Oh no, it's gonna clash because they're overlapping, I think. No, because he didn't hit me. He did not hit me. He would have to hit the green here. So player 1 would have to hit player 2's green. So this is a counter hit situation. This will not clash even though the attacks hit each other, because he's invulnerable there. So that's a counter hit. So it's when both the greens hit. Oh, shit. Man, this is gonna be hard to do. Oh, actually, hold on. This might work. Let's see. Oop. Yeah, I think they're gonna hit. I think they're gonna clash. What happened? Oh no, one got beat out by a frame. He got beat out by a frame, so he got counter hit. Let's see. Oh. Oh, there we go. There, now you can see here, both the reds touched each other's green, and that's what counts as a clash. They're both counter hits. Let's see. Have you tried just hiring an entire dev studio like Iron Galaxy? If I had the money, that would be great. Oh, what'd I do? What happened? Did I hit something? I guess not. I think it was just recalibrating. So here you see the spark plays, they both get stunned and then they get thrown back. The effect that plays, or the effect that plays out, depends on what you were hit with. So if I did a light, see, he flew back less because he got hit with the light, but he did the heavy. So I got hit with the heavy and I flew back farther. And that's of attacks of equal strength. And so that means specials will do specials. Let's see. I could potentially get a clash here if I time it right. Nope. I gotta... Oh, he auto-corrected. Guess that's not gonna work. Yeah, if I could get him to hit both, because they're both special moves, it would work. But it's really hard. This one will be hard to do. Oh, jeez. There's too much priority on the Shoryuken. Man, I thought that was gonna get it for sure, but I guess not. What if... No, it's not gonna work. Alright, what's this animation look like? Is he vulnerable before it hits? No, it's actually got a pretty good hitbox on it. Huh. It should be possible to clash them then. It's just a timing thing. The thing is that I can't hit it early because the Shoryuken is so invincible on top that it'll whiff and I'll get hit. Oh my god, I can't believe that didn't clash. Okay, we're not gonna bother clashing those moves anymore. Here, let me demonstrate it then in a slightly different way. Let's go to Ryu and change his move from... Wait, where is it now? Movement. Transform. Here it is. We'll change it from the Shoryuken to like Heavy Punch. Heavy Punch. Okay, and now he'll do Heavy Punch instead. There. So he'll clash on a attack of equal strength here. So this also counts as a heavy. Oh, I did it that one time. There, so you see heavy kick will do the same. So you can clash those two. Or, oh, he died. Whoops. I gotta reset him then. Does that reset his settings here? Light punch, heavy punch. There we go. So see, there's the clash. So what I can't do is I can't use a light to counter it. Light will always get beat out by heavy. It's kind of like Street Fighter V's rules. See, I cannot cannot clash with it. Has to be a heavy move. See, that was a heavy move. This is a heavy move, so it clashes. See, crouching heavy kick also clashes. So that the way it works with specials is all special moves are treated equal. And I believe all EX moves are also treated equal to specials. So you can clash an EX with a special. But the supers rule all. So you can clash 2 supers. Might be hard to show with Ryu, because Ryu doesn't have any physical supers. I guess except for this, but he's completely invincible in the first part. This one's really hard to show, to be honest. Because it's so... Oh, whoops. Hey, there's a glitch. Hey, we found one. There's a glitch. That's funny. That tells me that they changed the animator's math. That's a floating point error. Yeah, overheads let's rock. Definitely not a glitch. Completely. Oh, I'm stuck now. So what happens here is I started to truncate the math on the animators. Root motion. And I fixed some moves, like the Shoryuken, respond properly now when they land. Some moves, like the Shin Shoryuken's whiff. So what it looks like he's walking, but he's not really. He's still in the air. It's kind of like an in-between weird state. And Terry has this, because I didn't change any of Terry's attacks to do this properly. So what I had before is that the animation was the thing that brought you up and back down. So you weren't actually falling through code, you were animating back to the ground. Well, Unity's pretty precise and uses float math for that, which is not ideal, because it sometimes is wrong. Okay, so that one works. This one in the previous build did not work. Yeah, and see, there's the glitch. So sometimes it brings you down fine, and sometimes it doesn't. And I forgot Ryu's Shin Shoryuken did not get changed to work properly. So the fix to this is to, instead of having them, let's see, he's got Shoryuken. So what's happening is at the top, the apex of the Shoryuken, when he reaches his highest point, I turn back on the jumping code and he falls back down with gravity instead. And he'll stay in that state until he actually hits the ground and is confirmed to have landed. The Shin Shoryuken does not have that code though, apparently. I must have forgotten to do his. So in the case here, the heavy, yeah, and the EX don't come back down to the ground. That's how it was before. Because I didn't start doing Terry's yet to fix him. And the reason that I didn't start doing those yet is because I'm going to change how the jump code works, so I'd have to redo them anyway when I got to that point. Oh, the purple rectangles, that's actually the physical space that the fighters occupy. So that's how they push each other around. You'll notice when you go to roll, the purple ones go away. There's no purple here because you can pass through the other person at that point. So that's all they are. The blue that you see when you roll, that's just a hitbox that can only be grabbed. Blue means that you can only grab it. A vivid green means that you can grab or hit it. And then a sort of lime green. You can see the color difference here. It's kind of more pale green. And this is kind of more vivid green. The pale green cannot be grabbed, but it can be hit. And then obviously red is attack. Orange is projectiles. Anything that's orange is a projectile. Now, Terry erroneously has these set as red. These are actually not projectiles, but that's because I'm still working on how I want projectiles to clash. Projectiles can clash, some of them, but not all of them. Any plans for short hops? No, I felt that with short hops, the game would end up just being KOF with Street Fighter characters in it, and I wanted to create a game that was both. Oh, cool! A Blizzard. Thank you.
Somebody's got cheeseburgers too.
Oh boy, we already ate dinner though. Time for fourth meal. Actually, no, we got up late, so we actually didn't eat.
Yes, we got up very late.
Yeah, so we actually didn't have. We had lunch and it's not dinner.
That's why I'm completing paperwork right now. So just took a lunch dinner break.
Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
You're welcome. I heard somebody got a subscriber before I left.
Yes. Survivor Pro.
Oh, thank you, Survivor Pro.
Ninja wants to know how it's going.
Oh, I just saw. I was reading through. Hello, Black Ninja. I've seen better days, my internet son, but it's okay. We'll get there.
We'll get there. Oh boy, is this that raspberry one?
You know, that's that raspberry fudge bliss. Like.
Share some. Yeah, here. I'm putting it through the microphone now. Get ready. Here it comes.
Coming at you through the power of the internet.
Oh no, it's shorting out the system. I don't know what happened.
This isn't Lawnmower Man. I'm not inside the computer.
That game's fucked up. That's really weird. Isn't that like a movie or something too?
Yes, it was a movie first.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we watch a YouTube channel called SNES Drunk. And they just did like a little review of Lawnmower Man.
See, that was always at my video store. And you know, I was like a 9-10-year-old kid, and I was like, that's that movie about that dumb guy. Wait, that's a game? Oh, I bet that's not a good game. You can't fool me. You already got me to rent Ren and Stimpy. Not again.
Which Ren and Stimpy was it? There were a couple of them, weren't there?
Oh, yeah. I rented each of them, and I was like, yeah, this is dumb. I can't do this anymore. I'm bored.
I think it might have been one of the games that was stolen because I can't find it.
Yeah.
But I had the Game Boy one.
Oh.
The first Game Boy one, I think. Which is actually
it
was bad, but it wasn't like super terrible.
I used to rent Kirby on the Game Boy at that video store. It later burned out.
Oh no. Good pick of game though.
Yeah.
Yeah, anyway, that's how I felt about the short hops. I felt like if there were CDs and short hops, either of them, it would start to really feel like KOF. So I wanted kind of like a middle ground. Oh, come on. There we go. Get that pretzel motion. Ugh, that one's a little harder than it feels like. Ugh. My finger slipped on that one. There we go. Jeez. That's a little hard. Ah! Look at this. I go away for a week and I can't even do combos anymore. Oh boy. You just put those on the bed. I'll come in after.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat cheeseburgers on the bed. What about it?
We're adults. This is what we waited for.
Yeah. I went to high school just so I could do that.
Hey, what do you guys think I dropped out of high school for? Then got my GED, then went to community college, then dropped out of that just for this.
Yeah, just eat cheeseburgers in bed, right?
That's right. Just to be a 35-year-old woman eating cheeseburgers in my own goddamn bed. That's my business.
Yeah. Love you.
Love you too.
Let's see, it's 9:30?
Something like that. I got shit to do.
Forget how long we've got left here. Oh, geez. Yeah, we're coming up around the end of it. Cheeseburgers in bed's nice life. How about input latency? How is input latency handled? No. Well, originally I had an input buffer so that you could catch both the buttons asynchronously. So it would hold the input for 2 frames. And the current public version, the one that's up on download on GameJolt, that one still has the input buffer, the 2-frame input buffer. So it's an added artificial 2 frames. And that way if you press the punch and the kick at different times, you could get the grab. But as you can see, it still happens. So what did I do? Essentially, if I stop the game here, if I press punch and wait 1 more frame, but then now I press the kick, look, he's going into his punch stance. As soon as I press the kick, he changes to grab. So it works like Third Strike does, essentially, in that manner. So you have 2 frames to hit the other button, and then it'll turn into the grab instead of the normal. So that's Kara canceling is the nomenclature, I guess, for that. Now that it's kind of an interesting topic. It's not as clean as it sounds. The phenomenon that we call Kara canceling actually comes in a couple different technical flavors on the back end. But it all sort of...
empty in Japanese.
What?
Kara means empty in Japanese.
It does?
I've been playing Yakuza a lot lately, so I'm fluent now.
Huh, I thought it meant cancel. I thought it meant cancel. Empty cancel? Is that what it means?
Yeah, I guess. Karaoke means empty voice.
Okay, I was under the impression that it actually meant cancel. And so people were saying cancel when they said Kara cancel, but I guess it means empty. Okay. I guess that makes sense because you're sort of like not actually attacking. You're
Ooh,
canceling
drinks in the car.
Canceling the startup.
Yeah.
So the other version of Kara here is, of course, the other thing that needs 2 button presses, which is an EX attack. As you can see, I can do it. Oh, I did it the same frame here, but here I did them on separate frames. So this one works a little bit differently. Yeah, the more you know, for real. This one works a little bit differently in that once you start to do a special attack, so here I'm doing Power Wave for 1 frame, 2 frame, then I hold the other button down, and now it's Power Wave EX, which happens to be Round Wave. So you can go up to 2 frames into a special attack before it turns into the other. So if I do down, down, forward, forward, and I do 1, 2, 3, and now I try to do the heavy, it does not go. So you get those 2 frames only of the startup. And that's because the quickest attack in the game is a 3-frame attack. So you get the first 2 frames of the startup in order to transition, but if it passes that point, then the attack may have already hit, depending on what attack it is, so the system says, no, you can't do it anymore from that point. And that works with all the special attacks. Anything that needs 2 buttons, 1, 2, 3. And now it did not work. I didn't get the diagonal. Let's say I didn't get anything there. So down, down, back, back, light kick, and then heavy kick on the next frame, and now you get the EX. Yeah, Street Fighter 4 and 5 seem to employ a system that works that way. And I think Street Fighter 5 does exactly what I'm doing. Because there was an actual glitch in the first season, I think. Might have been the start of the second season as well. There was a glitch that Daigo called the Super Hadoken, the Cho Hadoken. And what he did is he did the Hadoken with 1 button first, and then he kind of like... And then he timed it so that you would hit the second button on the second frame. And what would happen is that it would retain some properties of the normal Hadouken, but also properties of the EX. And I don't know if it made it like invincible or something, or it like didn't knock down, or some sort of property was advantageous to that. Oh boy, Dr. Pepper?
Coke.
Oh, that's fine too. I like
they
Coke.
said the Dr. Pepper was acting up.
Aw. Rat bastards, they better clean the machine once in a millennium.
Spoiler, they don't.
So the Kara here is not as extensive as it is in Third Strike. So I made the decision to only allow Karas on the buttons that are necessary, but not anything beyond that. So what I mean by that is in Third Strike, you can Kara forward heavy kick into grab for Chun-Li, and that kind of gives you like a little tiny step in grab attack, and a lot of players use that to their advantage. That would not be possible in this game because I do not allow the Kara to exist on buttons that don't need it. So you wouldn't be able to heavy kick and then grab. And to prove that, I'll do the heavy kick, one frame in the heavy kick, and then I do the grab, and it doesn't go. Because heavy kick is not using light punch and light kick, so only light punch and light kick can Kara, so only the lights here. And the command normals, I believe, are the same. So there's a command normal 1, 2, and yeah, and then it goes into grab. So if you're holding forward and you hit punch, light punch normally makes Ryu do the collarbone breaker, but it will turn into the grab if you hit the second button. So only the specific attacks that really logically should go into grab will go into grab. Now, whether or not Third Strike did that intentionally with all the buttons, I don't think is the case. My professional opinion would be the reason that you can do it with a heavy button in Third Strike is that they programmed it so that normals can Kara. They didn't get specific with the buttons. They just said anything that's a normal attack that doesn't take you off the ground, you can Kara in the grab. I think is really what they did. And while Chun's heavy kick and forward heavy kick in Third Strike look like they go off the ground, they actually don't. Her sprite hops up, but she actually never leaves the ground in programming. So that's still eligible. Some places don't give a frick. Our machines get cleaned every night, though. Hey, there you go. There you go. Look, it's like years of practice to do special moves so easily. Don't beat yourself up for it. Just because you can't see. I mean, look, and I work on this game all the time, so it's like, oh, that should have worked. So I'm doing combos and checking mechanics and shit all day long, essentially. Well, not all day long. I used to be able to do that for a period of time, but not right now. Wow, that should work. Shit. I gotta get him really high. Practice, practice, practice. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, I missed it. That one might have done it. Wait, that was really high. Alright, that's gonna work, but I want to do it after. Oh, no, that's time up now. I'm talking about practicing every day, man. You could have played Street Fighter for years, but if you don't practice, like, all the time, you're not gonna get it down. But even that said, I am by no means an execution master. There's lots of games I just can't do shit in. I'm sure if I practice, I'd probably pick it up. But, like, that's what... Full acknowledgement, that's one of the reasons I didn't play Street Fighter 4. I couldn't get the execution to a high enough level to be baseline effective. Doing things like FADC cancels on the fly is very, very, very inconsistent whether or not I could actually get it off right and to do what I wanted. I just didn't feel like putting all the effort into it to actually make it work. So I'm absolutely not a master at execution. But playing Pocket Fighter EX, because I'm testing it and coding it, and you know, code and test every time that I work on it. Of course, I'm going to be better at it than other things. I'm only now just able to do crouching jab into double half circle back sometimes in KO. That sounds crazy. That sounds hard. Street Fighter 4 was my first fighting game, and that stuff made me physically ill for the first few weeks. Eventually it was no big deal. But I also played it for 4 years. Yeah. After coming off of Street Fighter 3, I was not very impressed with Street Fighter 4. So I never really got into it. I didn't... Graphically and all that, it was fine. I mean, it's 3D, so I gave it kind of a pass for being the first good 3D Street Fighter. But I don't know, it just didn't mesh with me. So I just kind of, like, I like watching Street Fighter 4, but I don't like playing Street Fighter 4, if that makes any sense. And I feel the same way with Marvel. I just don't have the patience to learn everything there is in Marvel. I just can't hack it. Ah, sure. I can make it feel a little bit worse though. I'm doing all these on pad, and I'm normally a stick player. I'm doing this on an Xbox 360 pad. So I can do most of the combos on both at this point. I'm normally a stick player, but the arcade sticks are so bulky that, like, when I'm testing the game, I want to be able to just put the controller down on my desk and then go back to typing. Yeah, Xbox 360 controller. And so it's easier for me to just pick up the gamepad, do what I need to do, put the pad down, and start typing away. And then going back and forth. What are you growling at? Dog's growling at the cat. She's trying to play with her tail. So I've gotten actually pretty decent with using the pad. I'm definitely better with the stick, but the pad's tolerable. And I have to, for two other reasons I have to use the pad. One is to make sure that it actually works, because it's a very common controller to have. And then the other reason is because I have to make sure that it's comfortable to play with all different types of controllers. So things that are easy on stick are not necessarily easy on pad, and I won't know that unless I actually earnestly play the game on pad to figure out what's going on. One good example is I did not design the game to have a necessary cross-face button press. So what I mean by that, I'll just draw it here. It'll be easier to exemplify. Yeah. So the size, I'm gonna make it like 16, sure. Oh, I want circle. There. Okay. But we'll make that red, right? So on a gamepad, your buttons are like this. So I make sure in the game's design. Oh, and let me stamp out the arcade controllers are kind of like this. So I make sure in the design that you never have to cross across the face of the controller. So here, hitting these two buttons on an arcade stick is trivial, because you just change where your fingers are. Like, you just have your thumb here, and then your index finger here. So you're just hitting them like this. Here's your index finger, and here's the rest of your hand. You can hit these two very easily. But on here, on a pad here, how do you hit these two? Because your hand's wrapped around this side of the controller, right? So you've only got your thumb, and you can lay it this way, or you can lay your thumb this way to hit these two, or lay it here to hit these two. But making your thumb go like this is really difficult without either hitting this or this. And likewise, hitting your thumb this way is also uncomfortable to try to hit these two buttons. So I make sure that you're only, by default, that you only have to hit these two at once, or these two, or these two, or these two, or these two. You never have to go across. You can always easily hit the adjacent button. All the controls are designed to be that way. And obviously on stick, that's the same thing. Then they're just like this. These are all the simultaneous buttons you need to press. Because some, and I don't blame SNK for this necessarily, but let's say, what are they, 16? The SNK Neo Geo layout is actually like this. And the reason why SNK did, oh, you have to press these two buttons. Like, what the hell? Why would you need to press those two buttons? Because that's these two buttons here on a gamepad. Like, that's so unnatural. Why would you do that? And this is a B, C, because this is A and D. So this is a BC. And then I think they use that for max mode. But here's the thing. On an actual Neo Geo arcade cabinet, this is what the buttons look like. And I'll label all these here too, so you can get an idea of what this is like. I was talking about this earlier in the Discord too in the week. These two, so they would have the command BC because the arcade layout for the Neo Geo, they're right next to each other. Each one of these are your four fingers. That's why it's shaped like this. So for them to say, oh, just hit B and C together is easy because they're all next to each other. So you'll notice there's a lot of AB, that's your roll. BC is, I think, max mode, and CD is your CD attack. It's your knockdown attack. So it made a lot of sense on the Neo Geo arcade cabinets to design it this way. But when you take that to a Street Fighter-esque layout, where A, B, C, D are like this, well, CB is really weird. And same thing on a pad. And so, of course, they let you have shortcut buttons in the ports of those games so that you can, say, hit L, and that means that it hits C and B at the same time. But, you know, I don't want you to be forced to do that. So I'm thinking that most people are using the Street Fighter layout on a stick, or they're playing on pad. And I don't want to force the player to have to cross that barrier, because otherwise you're going to have the claw grip to do it, you know what I mean? Implementing practical game design, such nerve. Yeah, well, I think it's important to have intuitive, you know, button controls like that. Sure, you could change it. You could I absolutely add in a button that macros it, but why would you want to force the player to do that? It's good to just be able to for them to be able to just pick it up and play, regardless if they're on pad or stick, because there's a lot of pad players now. But, you know, so that's just shit that swirls around in my brain all day. To give you a little insight. Because people are like, oh, you could add more functions by using CD and AD. And I'm like, no. I'm not going to force that on the player. If I had more buttons, like if we did a 3-button layout, or Capcom style, then you could have an additional function here. But we don't have that. Number one, because the Neo Geo Pocket games never had 3 normals on each side, the punch and the kick. So I want to keep it close to that. But the other thing is we don't have animations for them anyway, so we would have had to have created It would have created a lot more work to do that. So I decided to stick to be very close to the original Neo Geo Pocket fighters and only have 2 strength normals for the punch and the kick. That's why Capcom had it right with the punchable buttons in Street Fighter 1. Oh my god, yeah. I know someone who's actually... Or not, I don't know them, but I've seen a video. Oh, what's going on? What? Why does it keep coming up? Stop it. Unplug the controller. It's freaking out. I've... Oh, well, I guess it's not that. What the hell is going on? Oh no. Call the cyber police. I'm being hacked. I don't know. It's freaking out. Is Unity making it freak? What's going on? Nah, I guess it's fine. I've seen a YouTube of somebody who actually tried out the punchable Street Fighter 1 cabinet, and they said it didn't really work very well. And that could have been due to age, the age of the equipment, but it kind of makes me think that that's probably why they changed it. It probably just didn't work very well. So, anyway, so that's my whole spiel about the controls. It makes sense on Neo Geo to do BC, but yeah, when you transform it into this, then it don't work anymore. And if you notice, I think that... No, shit, 14 still does that though, doesn't it? Don't they still do CB? As the max mode command? I can't remember now. Street Fighter 1 with buttons doesn't work either. Okay, fair enough. That's very true. That's very true. It was terrible. It was an awful game. But yeah, I guess we'll call it quits for today. We're already over time here, so I just wanted to talk about the button schemes a little bit to clarify that. But anyway, I'm happy that we didn't run into too many major issues when upgrading. Obviously, something still may catch up, or pop up rather, and we'll catch that when it does, but I think we've successfully migrated to 2020. So now I'm going to have to do some lag tests and see if perhaps lag got worse or better or whatever. I don't have any scientific way of doing that other than to just run 2 builds of the game at the same time and see if one reacts faster than the other. But it's hard to, I don't have the equipment to like, oh, I guess you need a slow, or not slow, but a high-speed camera, and then you wire up your button to an LED, and then when you press the button, the light obviously lights up, and then you count the frames until something happens in the game, and then, you know, but you have to have a high-speed camera because, like with the LCD refresh and stuff, you know, you might get a blurred frame if you don't. If you're only doing at 60, you might not. You might, like, the camera might snap like in the middle of a frame, and it might be kind of weird. So you're supposed to do it with a high-speed camera, but I don't have any of that equipment, so sorry, I can't do my own testing with that. But there's guys on Twitter that do it, so when I feel that it's in a good shape, I'm gonna send them a build to retest it and see how it comes out. But it does play right now without using the input buffer and using these Karas instead. It plays a lot better. Those 2 frames make a hell of a difference. So we'll see. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, so, alright. I guess that's it for now. So we will be back next Monday, August 10th. As my life wastes away week by week. It feels like 2 days go by and then it's like, oh, it's the next week. Time to stream again. Everything is going to hyper speed. Last thing I knew, it was like June or May, and now it's August. Jesus. All right, so August 10th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time will be our next. Oh yeah, Dad's birthday. Happy birthday, Dad. So the 10th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that'll be our next Pocket Fighter EX stream. Although on the 9th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll do another gameplay. We haven't decided what game we're going to play yet. We'll probably talk about it in Discord a little bit. Speaking of Discord, if Scrubbot is active. Yep, Scrubbot did not crash yet. So there's the link in chat. And so you can follow me on Twitter. I'm at MarkDWiz, and then we've got patrons to read off. So I do have the new list for the new month now. So we've got Zombie Killer, we got Miguel Tabasco, Diego Grandon? Amber pronounced it last night and I don't remember. So sorry if I butchered that one. Danny Caballero, Slugs Gears of War, Awakened Emperor, Angel, Rue Luis, Uncle Roy, Mike Cruz, Taryn Williams, Corporal Chungus, Bryce Nagalingam, AJ, Ben K, D-Money 107, and LD Walker. So, thank you very much. Thanks for joining the Scrub Club. When you join the Scrub Club, you can get early builds of the game, including this one. And any project that I'm working on, if I can put a build up there, I will put a build up there. So you can try out the now glitched Ryu Shin Shoryuken. If that's up your alley, then you can try that out. I got code samples, a bunch of other stuff. So go and check it out if you want to support me and my personal efforts and what I do. And that's pretty much it. So links down below. And if you're watching this on YouTube, below on YouTube and LBRY. And that's pretty much it. Chat says, I don't think anyone will play with me until it gets some rollback. Rip locals. Yep, I'm in the same spot. That's the whole reason that I'm doing the GGPO, because if it doesn't have it, it's not going to be worth playing online. So I just have to do it. Just have to do it. So, and I have really bad internet, so even like a couple states over, delay base is not good. We tried Parsec. I tried Parsec with Zombie, and he's like a state or two away, and it was barely playable. Barely. Like, Parsec's gotten a little bit better. I would not normally consider that playable in most games, but it was enough for me to test some things out. So I was a little happy that it worked as well as it did, but it's definitely not... It's not the kind of lag that you want to have in all your matches. And if he's that close and already has that much lag, it's over. You know what I mean? Yeah, I saw that, the Cloud Parsec. It runs the same, so I asked the guys that were doing it, because I was curious. It's the same version of Parsec, it's just running it on a cloud computer, and so the advantage of that is the host doesn't have a lag advantage, so when you cast it to someone else, the person connecting remotely has all the lag, and you have no lag, as the person casting it out. So if both people have to connect to a computer to play it, then the lag's equal between the two people. That is really the mentality there. And that makes a lot of sense. So no one has particularly any advantage. But if you've got really fast internet, like really fast, like Google Fiber or something, it's quick enough that it's actually better than the Blade-based. It's actually more responsive. So there's advantages to that for games that don't have any hope of having rollback, at least in the anywhere in the immediate future. Then it's not a bad way to handle it as long as you have the internet to connect with the other player to have minimal lag. The only downside is it's super expensive to rent a cloud computer, and I'm talking hundreds of dollars a month. So your mileage may vary, and it may not be worth it depending on how much you want to pay. But I don't know, if you get like 10, like a group of like 10 people together and cut the cost, it might be all right if you really like that game. you know. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, exactly. If everybody chips in, then it should be all right. But hey, you know, it is what it is. But that's why I want the GGPO and Pocket Fighter, because otherwise I wouldn't honestly consider it playable if it doesn't have it. And I want it to be playable and to be played and enjoyed, so I don't have much of a choice. But I'm working toward it bit by bit. It's just really, really hard, really complicated to get the game in shape to support GGPO. The GGPO itself is quite simple, but what the game has to have in order for it to work is not very simple. And there's a GDC talk. If you look up on YouTube, do a GDC, go search for GDC, and then I'm not sure. Hold on, let me pull it up actually. Let me pull it up and see if I've got it here. Because I watched it a couple times already to kind of absorb it. But NetherRealm. Okay, the title is 8 frames and 16 milliseconds. Let me get.
You could also breadcrumb it after the fact.
Yeah, you can hear the audio of the thing. Let me put it in chat here. This is a great overview. 8 frames and 16 ms. Rollback networking in Mortal Kombat and Injustice 2. It's on the GDC channel on YouTube. So I pasted the link in chat, and that's a great overview on how this stuff works, if you really want to know the nitty-gritty and how complicated it was. Now, they said it took them like a team of 10 people, like 8 weeks or 10, or I mean, not 8 weeks, but like 8 months or 10 months or something to retrofit this game for rollback. Like, it's not, you just don't snap your fingers and put GGPO in. You have to change everything. If you don't have the foundation for what it needs, or rollback in general, not just GGPO, but just rollback in general, you don't have that foundation, it's a lot of work to redo everything to do it. So I absolutely applaud them for doing that, for saying, hey, you know what, screw it, we have to make this game roll back, we're going to do it. We're going to make this game roll back and put in the effort to do it. Now, Arika, who makes Fighting EX Layer, has just released, as far as I understand, they just released a rollback patch, and most people are sleeping on it, and partly because they did that roundtable thing, that fighting game industry roundtable, and like while the dude was talking about the update that they were doing, I guess the translators didn't even really mention like what he was talking about. I don't know if they were talking about something else but I heard that they just kind of glossed over it. And like nobody really knew until a couple of the Japanese viewers were like, hey, apparently he was talking about rollback. By the way, Fighting EX Layer has rollback now. Like, it's patched in. Go ahead and play it. And it's like, holy shit, okay. Oh, you tried the April Fool build. Yeah. Well, I heard that they actually patched it. Yeah, they didn't say anything. That's what I heard. They just kind of ignored it. And didn't even tell everybody that's what the guy was saying. It was like, oh my god. So yeah, go try that. Support that if you can. You know, show them that that's important to you. Give them feedback. Talk to them on Twitter. Get the game. Play it. Try it. So apparently it's in the normal build now on PS4 and Steam. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, gotta wait for your arm to heal. I'm in the same boat. Like, I can play, like, I really shouldn't at all, but I could probably play, like, a half hour to an hour before it starts to really hurt. And then I know that, you know, I'm pushing it again, and that's bad, so, I don't know. I might check it out, like, really quickly throughout the week, but, I obviously can't just play a whole session, which sucks. But, you know, it is what it is. I know, same here. I'm sitting here all day and I'm like, I want to do something. I want to work, I want to code, I want to just do something, but I can't do anything. I can play Assault Android Cactus with the split Joy-Cons, right? Yeah. So, I don't know. Anyway, I gotta get out of here. I'm way over time now. I have to go rest. This stream worked out okay. It's hurting a little bit, but it's not too bad. So I think we'll do this again next week. I think we'll be okay to do the streams as long as I rest for the rest of the week. So that's pretty much it. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out, and scrub out.